another edition of the Goalpost. I'm your host, Oluwamayowa. I'm not alone. I have, a very, very happy Solomon here. Arsenal things seems to be looking up for Arsenal, and it seems at the end of the season they might be going on with two titles. Solomon, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you, Mr. Mayo. I mean, it's very good to be back on the show again today. So,
Uh,
so much to talk about, so much happened in the world of football. Let's just get right into it.
well, we missed you on Friday. Temiloluwa was bragging about how Chelsea will probably do something fantastic, but I mean, we all knew, we all knew how
I
that
should
ended.
have been
Okay,
there.
yes, I think
I should have
I,
been there.
I think I have Collins here. Collins, how are you doing this morning?
Uh,
Good morning, Mr. Mayowa. Good morning, Mr. Solomon.
Um, Collins, I mean, I know it's a bit shaky morning for you because I know your team um lost. They put up a good fight, but they ended up losing, and I know that that's not what you want.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear
Yeah,
what you said.
yeah. I said your team lost over the weekend, and I know that would make you a bit. You will not like that, but I mean, it's part of it's part of it. You can see Solomon smiling while your team got the same treatment that Arsenal got in the final of the um, Carabao Cup. It seems Man City does not want to see finals. They just want to grab everything since it seems the EPL is gone.
I mean, I don't think Arsenal got the same treatment we did. We were clearly robbed. You understand? We were robbed. It was daylight robbery, and the penalty shouts that Chelsea had in that game were nothing close to what Arsenal had. I don't think Arsenal have any legit claim. You understand? We had at least three penalty shouts that should have been penalty goal. It is what it is. I mean, after the match, we received the good news. You understand? So Chelsea fans did not have the whole day to feel sad and feel sorry for ourselves. You understand? I think Chelsea board waited till the match ended before they delivered the good news, and we were happy afterwards. You understand? Just as a means of consolation. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. We all know that that FACup trophy is tainted for Man City. It's not a pure win. You understand? And that's something I hate about football. I hate when two teams come out to compete and one team will be using a robbery to win. You understand? If you want to win, you win like a man. You understand? Chelsea showed out in the second half. I agree that the first half was nothing to write home about, but the second half was a bit balanced because Chelsea were the better side. You understand? But they have to rob us, which is not normal with football anyway. You understand? I feel anyhow we'll see next season. That's what I just have to say about this. We'll see next season.
Okay, that's fantastic. Let's get into the show proper. And as they say, um, charity begins from home. As you all know, the Unity Cup is coming up in about 9 days time, and there has been a whole lot of stories that concern the goalkeeping position. Eric Chair has gotten a massive boost regarding the goalkeeper Maduka Okoye. The 26 years old has started 28 matches for Udinese this season out of the 38 matches. And with 2 games left at the end of the season, it seems his coach has been, singing his praises. Quoting the coach now, Okoye evolution is in everyone's eyes. It is important that our defensive phase it is important for our defensive phase. He interpreted the decision-making, decisive moment well, and he kept us several times in the game. The Udinese coach, revealed that I'm very happy with the levels with which he is expressing himself. His season, we know it started. It's not easy to do the preparation without being able to play, but he worked on a lot on himself. Remember, if you recall, at the start of the season, he suffered a ban because of match fixing allegation and he was banned for some couple of games. But since he has gotten back, seems to be the rock of that particular team. However, I will start with Solomon. The question is this: Maduka Okoye plays for an Udinese side. And if you look at it, compare the two leagues, we have Anuwan Bali used to play for Chipas United, is no longer playing for Chipas United. And, Okoye plays for Udinese. However, Nwabali is much more preferred than, Okoye. Do you think, this report will serve as a morale booster for Okoye? And would that mean that Okoye has gotten a foot in into the national team to be called the number one of the Super Eagles?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think that he was supposed to be amongst the keepers for the last AFCON tournament. And I think that the only reason why he was not the keeper for the last AFCON tournament was because he wanted to be number one or something at the time. And
Yes.
that year, I think he said he wanted to be number one or nothing for that particular tournament. And now, here's the thing, right? When you look at the category of keepers that are making the round, the people that you would term the best goalkeepers in the world right now, we're talking the likes of David Raya, Thibaut Courtois, Manuel Neuer, Joan Garcia, right, Unai Simons. We're talking about keepers who are able to be a part of the defensive lineup. Okay, we're talking about keepers who can control the defensive line, who have the ability to not just be shot stoppers, but also play along with the with the team, right? And if you look at Maduka Okoye and what's it called now, and Stanley
Nwabali.
Nwabali, for Nwabali, he has that that jittery times where he just gets jittery on the ball. Now, this is not to take anything away from his shot stopping ability. I mean, he's a very good goalkeeper, especially when it comes to penalties. We know what he does when it comes to penalties, right? But does he have the ability to be able to play with the team? Right. Most times, when if you watch, and I'm looking from the previous AFCON tournament now. If you look at the previous AFCON tournament, whenever he gets the ball to his feet, everybody's literally shouting pass out," because they know that he can be judged on the ball, right? So you want a goalkeeper that actually gives you that level of confidence, at the back line, and will not make silly errors. And I think that that's what Maduka Okoye brings to the table, right? If you are keeping for a Udinese side in the SerieA, it means that you know your onions. You know your onions. And as I said, he was supposed to be our goalkeeper, right? Now, here's the thing. The thing with Nigeria is that when somebody makes a mistake, we crucify them to the very end,
True.
especially footballers. I can tell you a lot of there's Seydou Keita that did a very silly error in the 2010 World Cup in South Africa against Greece. He
Sani
did a
Keita.
very, very big mistake. Sani Keita, very, very silly mistake that he made against Greece in that World Cup. There's Yakubu Aibenu who
Then,
lost, a clear opportunity to take us to the round of 16. After those matches, you do not hear about those players again because
true.
Nigerians will run you to the ground. Nigerians will run you to the ground. The same thing, what's it called now? Happened to Maduka Okoye after that mistake that he made against Tunisia at Nations Cup, right? The ball passing through the end of the hand. However, as I said, it does not take anything away from his goalkeeping abilities. He's a very good goalkeeper, and of course, now that he has gotten this has given him some sort of green lights into the national team. And if you ask me, the Unity Cup is a very good opportunity for him now to, even do better in terms of showing now what he can add to the national team. Yes, we know that you are good in the what's it called now with your club and whatnot. What exactly can you add to the national team? How best can you be part of the team, and how best can you play with those players? How best can you understand this team, and in subsequent competitions, what can you add to the team? So yes, it's a very good step in the right direction, if you ask me, because that bar Vincent Enyama, I don't think we've had any goalkeeper that gives us that level of confidence that we
True.
need. You know, again, Nwamba is a very good goalkeeper. I promise you, I like him. He's a very good goalkeeper. He knows when it comes to penalties, especially, he's there. But in terms of that confidence, you as a fan, as a football lover, you do not have that confidence with Nwamba in goal. And it's the same thing with Uzbor as well, right? You do not have that confidence with these people in goal because they can just make silly errors that can cost you
True.
the game, right? So with Maduka Okoye coming into the mix, and I think at some point maybe Ato Okonkwo, I'm not so sure about that right now, but I think there was a news making around about him also wanting to play for Nigeria. These are goalkeepers that can give you that confidence that you need moving forward. So yes, of course, this obviously is a green light for Maduka Okoye, and it's a step in the right direction.
So, Collins, what do you make of this? Do you think this is an opportunity for Okoye to nail down the number one shirt. Because personally, if you ask me, I still think the number one shirt is still up in the air. I've not seen a goalkeeper as competent as Enyama since Enyama left. All the goalkeepers we have had, they have been stopgap measures. They've not been it. However, Maduka Okoye plays in the Italian SerieA. Nwabali plays, used to play in the South African League. SerieA is better than South African League, but yet we always see Nwabali in the post.
Mr. Solomon mentioned something. He mentioned the fact that anytime one Bali holds the ball, maybe he wants to pass, he pass the ball to him. Nigerians start shouting, I beg you pass and come. Not that kind of thing, that out of fear and and panic that is going to do something terrible. You understand? It's just true. You understand? That's right there. That right there is the problem. You understand? That right there is the problem. Look at the way Udini's manager praised Maduka Okoye. He called him calm. He called him reserve. He called him that is the kind of player that is calm on the ball. You understand? He mentioned introvert. He mentioned how he made a comeback because obviously at the start of the season it was not that good. You understand? But now it's better. You understand? The winning player of the month, winning player of the season. All these trophies for them, all these awards for them. You understand? This is showing that there is a difference in character between Maduka Okoye and Stanley Nwabali. Nwabali is a hothead. Do you understand? The guy vexes easily. Do you understand? You see him shout on his teammates, you see him, he'll do a
That's
mistake.
true.
It's obvious. We, the viewers, know that the fault is coming from you. But you see him blaming the defenders, blaming one or two people. You understand? That's showing you this guy, as a goalkeeper, you have to be reserved emotionally. You have to be reserved when it comes to the way you talk, the way you are, because you are the goalkeeper. You understand? You are the first line of defense. You are the last line of defense, rather. Sorry. You understand? So Nwabali has a problem, has an attitude problem. You understand? Sometimes he commits costly mistakes. We've seen it over time. You understand? We watch both our eyes. We see sometimes he makes some mistakes. But let's not take anything away from his talent. You understand? He's a very good shot stopper and he's a penalty specialist. You understand? Maduka Okoye have shown that he can do all this with a better attitude. You understand? Maduka Okoye is younger, 3 years younger than Stanley Nwabali. You understand?
That's true.
If Maduka Okoye is not making the national team now as the first goalkeeper option, when is he going to make it? See when he's 32. You understand? So if we're looking at activeness, because whether you are playing right now or not, it matters when you are selecting a team. Stanley Nwabali has not played since February. He has not
That's true.
played professional football since February. You understand? Why Maduka Okoye is active, you understand, is active, constantly playing and everything. So if you're looking at all these factors, you understand, it's not wild, it's a no-brainer for Maduka Okoye to start. You understand? That's not going to be a problem with anybody. You understand? Because if you're looking at activeness, if you're looking at character, if you're looking at actual goalkeeping prowess, you understand, Maduka Okoye should come first. Do you understand? For your manager to come out and leave those kind of praises for you, you understand how you save them, how you've been good, how you've been reserved, how you have the best character, how you made your that's these are huge praises coming from coming from the manager. You understand? And I feel like it's a huge boost for Maduka Okoye. You understand? Eric Chell should look into this. You understand? Whenever he's looking into who should come up first, who should be number one goalkeeper option, to Maduka Okoye. You understand? It's a no-brainer.